Telluride gets established in 1870, mining community. What's the biggest issues? Sustainability. I mean, they're just a bunch of miners came over Imogene Pass and started mining. When you look at the town of Telluride, you look at those little 25-foot lots. When you look in just our community, we had San Miguel, we had Pandora, we had Telluride, we had all of those vying for workers. And they slept in tents. From 1870 to 1940, almost all the mining here was for gold and silver. What happened in 41? World War II. They banned gold mining, and Telluride, like no other place in the San Juans, had something that they really hadn't mined for 90 years. Copper, lead, and zinc. That sustained us. That was the sustainability of Telluride from 1941 until 1978.
Yeah, I spent 25 years in the mine, and it was a real fun time working in the mine. Most people think it's pretty hazardous, and during my time, there was 28 guys lost their lives. I was lucky I didn't. I came to Telluride in I believe the first time was in 1931 and 32. We came from another mining town, Bonanza, Colorado. In our family there were 6 boys, no girls. They were not allowed. You know, it was Depression time. Nobody had any money, no jobs. My brother found a pair of skis in some old barn. We always fought over those skis to ski on Catholic Hill over here. That was our ski run. I believe in 1937, 38, we had a fellow by the name of Bruce Palmer. He was a school teacher and an avid skier. And he actually got us kids interested in fine-tune our skiing, which never did happen very much.
He was the person, along with the kids, my dad and his brothers and the Goldsworthys, who built the first rope tow over by the beaver ponds. And Bruce, he was the first. I was talking with my father yesterday about this, to try to build a world-class ski area back in the mid-30s. Well, obviously it didn't happen, but they kept trying after that. And the next rope tow was in Town Park, Firecracker Hill. And then in the beginning it was a car jacked up, and the back wheel was taken off and a double rim, and the rope went up through a shiv assembly, and they started the car up and got it in gear and shifted gears into second. And I was a little bitty kid, and I remember if I was on the rope tow when they shifted gears, I was done. It knocked me down. I could not hang on to save myself.
That only lasted one season, because it went across a railroad track and the goose came in and cut the rope in two, and that was the end of the boat tow.
I'm thinking it was in the early 60s.
It was.
When we moved from Town Park down to Grizzly Gulch. And there was a reason for that, is because my father knew that would be where the ski area would be, and if we had something there, at least we had some way to show people we can build a ski area here, and this will be a ski run on that ski area someday.
The belief that we would have a ski resort, the Elks Club in the community in about the middle 60s put together, I think it was $10,000 to do a feasibility study. At that time, if we could have built a chairlift at Camel's Garden, that would have been heaven. They put together, I think it was $10,000 or $12,000, gave it to a consultant, he stole it and left town.
And this is a really interesting story, because when Joe Zoline came to town, my father told me this story a couple days ago. When he originally came here, he met with the Rotary Club. And the only business that was open as a restaurant was Aroma. Everything else was closed up in Telluride. And he was not treated very kindly, because they just thought he was another guy to come in and get their $10,000 and hit the road. And so he did not get a warm welcome from the Rotary Club. And after the meeting, Kate Mulvey, who owned the Roma, Joe went up to Kate Mulvey and said, "Kate, what should I do?" And she said, "You should talk to Billy Mahoney." And so he met my dad, and they went from there. And he bought the property and we started.